Very good, everyone. So the inner circle was started about 2 years ago, and it has grown and developed and gotten better than it was in the beginning. And I expect it to continue to grow, get better, and have better deals and better partnership and more deals for you guys, but also changing strategies, shifting modalities with the economy, but also based on the needs of our inner circle. And so it's very important to me that we're able to talk, we're able to get online and kind of have this discussion before the inner circle, because I really wanted to take tonight to kind of have you guys start forward thinking to the inner circle trip. I want you to start you forward thinking about the future of the inner circle and what all that means. Originally, I started the inner circle, and my thought was to start the inner circle was, hey, look, everyone out there, wants something done for them. I said everyone out there wants experts, thought leaders to put their money where their mouth is. And I said the reality is the only way I know that I can guarantee that our students do deals, make money, build deals, accelerate, and have success is if they partner with us, if they go in to investing with us. And so we began and opened up the inner circle as a partnership forum, and it became somewhere where most of our inner circle members partner on their first deal within the first. My goal is usually within the first 30 days. I think it's averaged out. Most inner circle members partner on their first deal within the first 60 days. Every once in a while, we have someone that takes a little bit longer to get comfortable, or they have other distractions in their life to be able to get going. I can only think of one inner circle member right now that we have that's new into the inner circle that hasn't partnered on a deal yet and has some of that stuff going on. So as we're moving forward together in this thing is a journey. I want the inner circle 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now to be an exclusive inner sanctuary for those of you that are members and those of you that are part of it. I want you to be able to build the kind of financial wealth that you can't build through any other vehicle in the world. And a part of that is deals, but a part of that is other things. I know that every day we go into this business and we're working at it, but I also know there's things we need to get better on and improve upon. So if I go back 4 to 6 months ago, one of the things we needed to get better on, improve upon, was our partnership communication. We had all these deals we were partnered on. Our teams were working on it, and inner circle members felt like, hey, I want to know stuff about my property, but I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm kind of confused. I know this or I know that. I know what you told me. And so that's when we designated Molly to take over the partnership communication. And I've heard from more than a dozen of you that it has literally been a miraculous shift in the level of just communication, professionalism, connection with the company. And so that makes a huge difference to me as a thought leader, because I just want to lead you guys to more success. And another thing I wanted to do was create a more regular training ritual, more regular communication. So I got Eric involved and having him do more trainings with you guys. I got myself doing more trainings than we've ever done to really help you guys continue to excel, grow, and succeed. So, we're going to keep working at it. What I want from you guys as inner circle members when we go into this weekend is I'm going to lay out some history for you guys of our business background that's never been shared with students before, and experiences that I have from a business standpoint that have brought me to where I am today. Amy's going to do the same and share some of her experiences, and that take her from where she was to where she is today. We're going to have you guys share about your goals, your dreams. We're going to do one-on-ones and do planning and really prepare for the future. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the future of the inner circle. And what I'd like to do is really have ideas from all of you on what you would like to see. What kind of deals would you like to see? What type of changes that you want to be a part of it? One of the big shifts that we've started working on, and it's really just in the last 90 days, is a lot of our inner circle members have started coming to us and saying, you know what? This buy and hold thing is great, and I really enjoy the cash flow. We have inner circle members that have owned the same property with us for over 2 years and are getting cash flow from it, right? And they're like, I love the cash flow, but I want to do a little bit more flipping. I want to do a little more wholesaling. I want to do a little bit more of being able to pull more cash out of deals quicker, faster. And so, to me, that's not a tax lien and tax deed business, because the tax deed business is one where you methodically grow your wealth. It grows at a really high interest percentage over the years, but it's not a fast cash thing by any means. So we're going to be making a shift, and I've already started to make that shift and focus on a few more out of auction deals. We're going to focus on more partnership deals that you guys want to flip and turn. I know many of you don't want to do that, but I know many of you do. So we're going to be making that shift. So I'm going to be rolling that plan out during the weekend on how that's going to look and how we're going to make that money from deals. There's some other shifts, such as how we're managing properties, how we're bringing on partners for properties, so that we can have more deals for you guys to be able to partner in. And I'm going to throw out some different ideas. I'm going to have you guys vote on those ideas and say, hey, look, here's how I think it should be done. Here's some options that I've explored, and see, here's how the business could be done. I need to get an idea from you. Another thing we're going to do is explore market explosion in both Houston and Philadelphia. And what I mean that is having our students become a part of the engine that we've been able to build in a more lucrative way. But it will mean investing in marketing and advertising for houses and for buyers. If we're going to be doing the wholesaling, there's a different level of business. So these are all things we're going to be discussing during the retreat. As I've always said, the inner circle, you can participate and be as much about building and growing your real estate business, or you can be 100% passive. So it's really going to be about you. I was going to wait to share the partnership deals that I have for tonight's webinar. I was going to wait until I got to Las Vegas in order to share these deals. And then I was also have a major announcement that I kind of alluded to last week, but I don't know how many of you really understood it. So I'm going to share a little bit more about that tonight, about a way for you to become part of the ownership and our real estate investment trust, not an investor, an owner. And so we're gonna be sharing that with you guys this evening, and that's really exciting as well. And so this is just a precursor to a big kickoff for the weekend. Obviously, you don't have to come to this weekend in order to partner, but it is a tremendous place for us to take this thing to the next level together, and continue to build the inner circle partnership. So I'm going to jump right into the deals now. And then I'm going to save questions till the very end. Some of you have already started to ask questions. And I know, Susan, you can't make it. Marjorie, you're all right. You're here. Just keep on training, keep on listening, Marjorie. It's okay that you're late, because we're just getting into the partnership deals now. And I did a good job of turning the recording on for tonight's training. So we'll be sending this out to you guys. As I have always said, partnership deals are a first come, first served basis. Now, new Inner Circle members always have first access to the first deals that come through. And once those deals have come through to our new Inner Circle members, then we offer them out to the general group. And I always say that, we put deals out there, and if people, pull the trigger and invest their money and put their money into deals, we move forward. It doesn't have to happen overnight by any means, but it has to happen at a relatively good pace, or we have to be in communication of when your money's coming in. If not, we offer them out to more Inner Circle members. I have not offered a deal in the last 8 months that hasn't brought in an Inner Circle partner. It just, I think, goes to show the flow and ebb and flow of this. I've recently had some requests from some members to pick up the deal flow, and I think the last few months, most of our new deals have gone to new Inner Circle members due to some of the changes from an education standpoint that we'd recently been through. We needed to bring in a few more Inner Circle members into our education side. But I thought the number was getting close to 40 Inner Circle members, but the number is actually right around 32, 33, depending on what happened today, Inner Circle members. So it's actually a few less than I thought it was. So that's a good thing in itself. So for the 21 of you that are on here out of the 33 Inner Circle members, congratulations, because you get first to see these deals. All of you have my phone number, so you can text me at the 949-606-2225 number if you want into one of these deals, or you can message me in the chat box or shoot me an email. I will let you guys know, probably not until Friday, who's into what deals, and those kind of things as I gather all the information from everybody that they come in. So let's get into them. So this first property is 1721 Lindenwood Street, Philadelphia. This is a property I absolutely love. To partner on it's going to be right at that $15,000 mark, half of what we're having, what our total purchase price is. Our rehab estimate is going to be around 25,000. Could be 20,000, could be 30,000. It is an estimate. Our ARV is at least 90,000. I've seen properties with the same bedrooms and same square footage within 1 to 2 blocks of this property sell for as much as 125 to 130,000. It's in this beautiful little pocket where to the left, to the left, to the west, to the northwest of it, properties are going to just gangbusters for value. It's Germantown. This house is right on the border of Germantown. If you go south below the freeway on this property, you will find that you cross into the rougher areas. And so, 5 blocks to the southeast, you'll find this property, estimated value is worth 60,000. If you go 5 blocks to the northwest, you'll find that this property is worth 140,000. So it's kind of a crazy little middle ground. We're putting the value at 90,000 right now. We love the location because it's on a kind of a hidden little street right next to the park. It's really new construction all over the place around this thing. So we like this property a lot. I'm really excited about it. We haven't been able to get inside of it yet. We were just purchased it at the auction this last week. The picture you see of the inside is from the mailbox. Those cobwebs is a picture through the window to the basement. So kind of the crappy picture to the bottom right that doesn't real pretty is the basement. Our biggest fear is that there could be some leaking from the roof. We're not sure, which would shoot the rehab up. But this is an amazing location, great property. More than likely, unless our partner says they want to flip this, we're going to hold this one for really the upside value on it. What is the estimated rents? Jan, I'm not having that sitting in front of me, but in my Philadelphia experience, this property could rent 1,200 to 1,300 a month for sure. Might even go up to 1,500. It's such a hot location, and so I'm thinking, that 12 to 1,500 is going to be the range. I know it's a range, but these things are fresh off the press here. Any other questions about this particular property? Okay. My long-term scenario on this property, it's going to go up, up, up in value. It's a good neighborhood. It's vacant, which is always a good thing, which means we could have no redemption period. You never know for sure, but it's a good sign. The next thing I got is 5743 Beechwood Street. This is a nice little house that we purchased. Rehab could be 25 to 30,000, ARV 90,000. Our purchase price is at 28,000, so it's about 14,000 for the partner to come into this deal. It's a 3-2. It's pretty. I mean, it sits in the middle of the block. Decent neighborhood. For us, it's I don't know that it's going to increase in the value at the rate that Lindenwood is, but it is going to continue to appreciate and increase in value. I think this property would be worth more than 100 in a year, which jumps your equity to 42,000. But it's a good deal. If there's any questions, you guys got to spit them out. Good. Marjorie said we are back. Marjorie, you missed one of the first deals, but you get to see the second deal. Let me go back to it real quick just for you, Marjorie. The rest of the Inner Circle guys can complain, and gals, just kidding. No, you can't, because I'm in control of the PowerPoint. The Lindenwood property, 1721 North Lindenwood neighborhood, we absolutely love. B neighborhood for sure. Purchase 30, 15 is your partnership amount. Rehab's around 25, could be 30, could be 20. ARV's 90. There's property selling to the northwest of this property, 5 blocks northwest of this for 140, 150. There's property selling 5 blocks to the southeast of this property for 60 to 80,000. So for us, we came with a value of 90,000. And we're pretty positive on that one. We think this property, because of all the new construction, is going to shoot through the roof. We just talked about Beechwood. You guys got to hear about Beechwood. Let's move on to the next partnership deal. This property is 4509 20th Street, Philadelphia. This is a good little property. We have a rehab estimate of 39,000. That could be as low as 19,000. The neighbors say the property's in great condition. We haven't been inside yet. Purchase price 36, 18 to be our partner. It's a little bigger, 1,700 square foot. Our ARV is 120,000. This is another just fantastic area for us. It's right next to Germantown. It's right on a street that runs right along Germantown. It's just in this perfect little area. It's on the right side of the railroad tracks. Is the best way I can say it. Everybody, we got a really good deal here. The neighbors have been pretty pleasant. We've dealt with them quite a bit and talked with them. The only reason we didn't go into it because the guy living in it had already moved out 90% of his stuff, and he just needed a few days to get the rest of his stuff out. And then we'll be going into it and changing the locks. And Dory and Molly are on their annual once a year vacation, so we won't be changing the locks till next week when they get back. So the next property that we have here, have you seen inside Beechwood? I have not seen inside Beechwood. I have not seen inside any of the 3 properties we've already shared. Okay. The next property that we are into is 3713 Del High Street, Philadelphia. It's an interesting little property. We own the house that lines up with the back of this house. So our house, 2 houses run butt to butt in this neighborhood. So we know this neighborhood well. We've rented in this neighborhood our property that's right behind it very effectively. We actually knew the owner of this house. Would have worked a pre-auction deal with him if we could have got a hold of him, because I think we really could have. It's vacant right now, but it's rental. It's pretty much rental ready. Even though we have a $15,000 rehab on there, we put $15,000 rehabs on every house we have in Philadelphia just in case. But it's rental ready right now. It's a chance that this property could be redeemed from the previous owner, just from what we know about them. But there's also a chance it could be a great rental. The house behind it, we're getting $900 a month on, and rents, I believe, either $850 or $900 a month on, and rents. And so, the partnership amount to come in on this is $12,500. The $15,000 rehab may not happen for several years until something goes wrong with the property, or we change out renters, those kind of things. It's pretty rent ready right now. All right. Good questions. This house we have been in, but we haven't been in it since the auction. So about 6 months ago, when we were rehabbing our other property, we were able to get to know the owner of this house, and we were in it at that point in time. It's a good question, everybody. Next property. Got a lot of them on the list this week. 3417 North 22nd Street. This is a big boy. 2,600 square feet. Purchase price $42,000. $21,000 to come in as a partner. Rehab could be $30,000 all the way up to $60,000 on it. ARV is $150,000. Love this property. Love this neighborhood. New construction. There were literally construction vehicles on our entire street from all the construction and rehab that's going on there. It's a happening area. It's the nicest, I think, probably the nicest area overall of any of the properties we purchased this month. Just a fantastic deal. Really good to be able to get into. The guy that's lived in there, we know the electric and the water is on in it, and we know that it's occupied and somebody's living in there. He's lived in there for over 25 years, the guy that lives in there. Next property, unless there's questions. Okay, good. The next property is 4124 Paul Street. This is a pre-auction profits deal that we did. Purchase price $25,000, partnerships $12,500, rehab on it's $15,000, ARVs $60,000. It's fairly rent ready right now. We're going to clean it out. We've got to do a heavy clean out, which will probably cost a few grand, and then just a thorough cleaning, and then it should be ready to go. I think there's a leak with the upstairs bathroom, but we're not sure if that's either somebody who let a tub just overflow or an actual leak, but we think nothing extraordinary to be able to pick up. Probably a B- neighborhood. And so, we like it. We're in it. We have control. We have ownership. There's no redemption period on this because we bought it before the auction. There is about $5,000 worth of back taxes that need to be paid, and so that'll be something that we'll split as partners when we pay it. But that's the details on this property on Paul Street. Good stuff. Then right down the street, we're missing one of our properties. Oh, there it is. So right down the street, we have 4182 Paul Street, Philadelphia. This is a 1,600 square feet. Purchase price 36,000, 18,000, $18,000 rehab. I mean $18,000 for you to get into it. $20,000 rehab. ARV values 90,000 at least on this property. There's a current rent of $800 that's being paid on this property. The tenant has actually lived in there 13 years. It's a fascinating deal. We were able to work out with the previous owner. They hadn't paid taxes since 1992, so it'd been like 25 years since they paid taxes. So there was a hefty tax bill we had to pay off on this property. Great deal, great transaction. Good location, already rented. No redemption on it. We may flip this one if that's what the partner wants to do, which we can do immediately, or we may decide to go ahead and rent it out for the long run. Just depends on what our partner who comes in with us wants to do. The last one is 335 Redfield Street. 11.5 is where we're at right now. The numbers are shifting a little bit because of expenses with the property, but that we're already incurring. But rehab on it, we have it 24,000. So it'll be roughly 5 to 6,000 to be a partner on this property. ARV at $55,000. This is not a property you would probably want to flip. In my opinion, when you have this low of cost of get in, you rent it and you make high percentage return on it. But that's really up to whoever the partner is. Eventually, we'll refinance it out once we get clear title on it, and then use that money to go buy more properties. So those are the properties for that are available. Those are 8 good deals for people to be able to partner into, to come into. I will have just 1 or 2 more deals that we'll have available during the Inner Circle retreat this weekend. Which one says 250 square feet? I'm not sure where that is. That is a mistake, wherever that is. I have 884. 250 square feet is a mistake. I don't know, Mike. What's the square footage on 4124 Paul Street? Will you look it up real quick? Yeah, that is a mistake, which is pretty funny as well. Good. Any other questions about these deals? Like I said before, either text me, WhatsApp me, or get me in the chat in order to partner on these deals and stuff. 840 square feet, great, for 4124 Paul Street. Okay. There's a couple of people that are texting me about partnering on deals. I always recommend to you guys that you don't waste time if you want to do these, and the reason is because so many people get frustrated, I guess. Get frustrated when you guys go to partner on deals, but you don't act quick enough, right? And here's the thing. I've never lost money on a deal with an Inner Circle member, ever. Not one time. Sometimes the deals that look like home runs and grand slams just end up being deals where you make money and make good money. And sometimes the deals that just seem like deals that are going to be all right and kind of decent end up being grand slams. An example is, Vinny Smith is one of our students, and we have a deal that's been a pretty good deal. I mean, it's rented good for over a year. I don't even know how long it's been rented for, but it's been rented a good long time. And we thought we had an existing mortgage in place, but now it looks like there's a good chance that mortgage is going to get wiped out, and it would turn into one of the best house deals I've ever done in my entire life. So you never know, everybody. It's always there. I always just recommend get in where you can get in, do deals where you can do deals, and it makes sense. These are, if you go out there and you look at real estate and you go out and look at deals, these are as good as you're going to find anywhere in the world, or better. Matter of fact, they're probably better than most deals you're going to find. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to, kind of an exciting announcement tonight. We're going to be offering up partnership ownership in our real estate investment trust. said, we want to give our inner circle members the ability to own what we own, the ability to have what we have. And so, the huge part about this for me is I'm just pulling up internal financial document for you guys so you can see. Is we've purchased now since we started this journey, we've purchased 107 different properties. Most of those we still currently own. It looks like from what I can see, we still currently own 99 of those. Oh, a little bit less. Anyways, so we still currently own 94 of those properties, and we're going to get into the values of where we're at with the fund and those kind of things down here at the bottom of it. And so since we started our investment funds, we've purchased roughly 11 million and 11 million 56 in property, and our values that we've calculated on those are about 4.4 million. That's what we're actually reporting to our investors. And so there's a long ways, tremendous amount of value still to be garnered by our investors. Our liabilities on that is about 2.7 million. So we're in about 7 million, about $4 million in profit since we first started our real estate investment funds. And obviously some of that profit is today and some of it's later on, but it gives you a good idea of the health of our investment fund. And what I'm going to have for you guys at the Inner Circle retreat is I'm going to go have balance sheets you can look at. I'm going to have profit and loss statements you can look at, so that you have them in your hands and are able to tangibly get a feel for the success of our real estate. So the way we decided to calculate this is ownership in our real estate investment trust is we're going to say 1%. 20 of our inner circle members, but only 20, because you can't give up more ownership than that right now. We may open up more ownership later for 1%, for 1%, $50,000. And so the way we calculated that is year one, you get roughly a 10% return on your investment fund. Year two, it'll go to 15%. Year three, you'll go to 20%. Then we'll start to see, sometime between year two and year three, we'll see the radical acceleration of our investment funds and our REIT, and how that happens. And how it happens is when you start to take a look at this right here, this equation right here, and they can't hear me. Really? Dutch, I would like to partner. I would like no volume again. Marjorie, audio cut out. Michael, is that because I put my hands on it? Can you guys hear me now? Well, what was the last thing everybody heard? A bunch of people said yes. What was the last thing you guys heard? Yep. Can you hear me now? I can. You guys can hear me now. I can hear you. I'm not sure what the next thing to say is. I think the next thing to say is what was the last thing you heard, so I know how to go backwards and repeat. So what I'm going to do is unmute a few of you, and I'm not sure how to do. Yeah, I do know how to do that. I just need to do it. So I want to see what the last thing you guys heard was. If I was cutting out, Alan, can you hear me, buddy? Alan Pan. I can hear you, Alan. Alan, what was the last thing you heard? All right. Start over at the read. All right, Sarai. All right. I will start over at the REIT. So, after much discussion with Amy and Randall with our inner circle, we decided to allow our inner circle members to invest in our new real estate investment trust with us. And the reason we decided to do that is because we've always stated that we would allow our inner circle members to partner into any real estate deal, any business deal that we have actively growing, and be able to get phenomenal returns. To me, this is the biggest game I've ever played in my life. This is the biggest game I could ever offer as opportunity to our investors to be able to come on board and become partners in. We've acquired roughly $11 million in assets in about 18 months since we started our funds. Actually, a little bit less than 18 months since we started our funds. We've only valued that at about 4.4 million in value is what we report within the funds, and then we have about 2.7 million in liabilities, including rehabs that need to be done and those kind of things. And so we have roughly about a $4 million profit margin that we've calculated that we've made during that. So out of 4 million, about 20% of that comes to the ownership when you make that kind of profit. So we've acquired roughly $800,000 in profits since the beginning of these investment funds. And so what all that really means is that um, there's tremendous value here, and we've decided percent ownership to 20 inner circle members for $50,000 in our inner circle partnership. Now, to me, year one, from our calculations, you'll get about a 10% return as an owner of our real estate investment trust. Now, these are all numbers are all, you know, a little bit gray in the sense that if we have a stellar year, it's going to be higher. If we hit an economic crash, it's going to be lower. But our goal is to continue just growing and building the REIT. And then we think year two, you'll be around 15%. Year three, we think you'll go over 20%. And somewhere between year two and year three, though, we'll start to see the radical acceleration of our investment funds. With the real estate investment trust, what that does for us is it takes off all of the regulations that we had for raising money, for raising capital, and so it's really really incredible. When we get to Vegas, we'll have balance sheets and profit sheets that all of you can look at and see. Last year we did just over a 20% average return. I think it was around 24% average return across our three funds. The one was tremendously higher, was over 40%. The other two were right around 25%. So I know we were above the 24% mark in all of our funds. Obviously, all the funds are combining and will eventually be purchased by our REIT and become a part of the REIT. And so it's giving guys a difference, a different kind of game. It's a bigger game. So Jan asked a good question. He said, "How's the investment fund different from the REIT?" So a couple things. One is, as an investor in the investment fund, you're getting returns, right? And so you're going to make a return based on the money that you put into the fund, and that's awesome. As an owner in the fund, you're going to be getting a return off of everyone's money that's invested in the fund. That's the difference between being an investor and an owner in the fund. How the REIT is different is it's structured in a way where our limitations that have been holding us back from raising capital the way we would like to in our existing structure is over. It also tremendously cut our costs because currently we're running three funds that have capped out the number of investors and basically the amount of money that I'm allowed to bring into those funds. And so now what we have is we lift those regulations. The other thing is a REIT, eventually we can go public with it and tremendously increase the value of each individual person's share within the REIT, right? Because for me, getting a 20 to 25% return is phenomenal in the market. I mean, very rarely anywhere can you find that. And so when we go public, the price at which this REIT will sell for is going to be astronomical. What I want to do is get the REIT over $100 million in total assets before that happens. And so the way we look at this every year is we know that it's going to accelerate and grow. And so if I go and I put an equation in here and I sum this up for you guys, so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. I'm going to have this equation, and we're going to just multiply it right year in year out by 2.2, which means we'll continue to raise the kind of money, grow the kind of money that we're doing. It might not let me times it that way, so I might have to actually do a times in here for it. So it gives you an idea that somewhere between year 2 and year 3 we'll be at 24 million in value, and then as we continue to grow and we grow this thing, you'll see how quickly the numbers begin to accelerate. And the great part about our business model, I'm not sure where it went. It just disappeared on me. Let me go back here. There it is. So the great part about this business model is it puts us in a fantastic place to be able to just accelerate our wealth in a way you could never ever accelerate it any other way. So your value of your $50,000 down the road could exceed the $1 million mark. and what that value is. And so to me, it's the is there risk with it? Sure. If the real estate investment trust fails, it's not going to. We don't buy assets that fail. We don't buy assets that are gonna lose money. We buy assets that are gonna rate growing. And so what we would like to do. So you are offering a separate part ownership structure for the 50K. Yes. So we are offering a separate ownership for those of you that want it, that are a part of our inner circle, to become a owner in our real estate investment trust. And I think by far and away, nothing I will ever do in my entire history of the inner circle I'll ever be able to offer something this valuable ever again. And so I love it. I mean, it's exciting for me to have some of you that have been with us for years and some of you that are new with us be able to come in as an owner and be able to have that tremendous amount of success and to be able to take it to another level. Our incorporating documents, all of our yeah, it's because I probably keep putting my hands on the side of the computer, and I bet the mic's on the side of the computer. So our incorporating documents, our corporations are all built and constructed and complete. Our bank accounts are 100% open. Our audits by our third-party auditor for our seed capital is complete, and we have submitted to the SEC our initial offering for the real estate investment trust, and we feel very good that everything is in place, and we will be fully operating and running and bringing in capital this month into our real estate investment trust. So that is where we're at with it at this point in time. It's a good question from you guys. Other questions about what I'm talking about here, or any of the other partnership deals? I did say balance sheets at retreat. Susan, since you're not coming to the retreat, we can send that directly to you. Somebody said, did I say 10 or 2 or what? It's 1% ownership for the $50,000 investment, right? The current value of our fund in total assets is roughly 11 million in total assets, 2.7 in liabilities. So that makes us over 8 million, 8.2 million in total value of real estate in the fund right now. Our purchase is a little bit less. We've total investment into properties actually since the beginning is roughly $3 million. That is here on one of these tabs. I'm going to go through this with you guys at the retreat, but it is on one of the tabs, our total investment into properties. I just got to go through it and find it. It's hard with the GoToWebinar box up to be able to find things while you're on the webinar. Date purchase, purchase type, redemption, deed, clear title, cash flow priority, next step, initial investment. So our initial investment capital, if you look at the bottom right-hand corner of my screen, it should tell us that the total initial investment into all deals is $3,002,374. Good question. Good. It's 1% ownership, Jan. When would you need the 50K? So that's a good question, Susan. What I'd like to do is have those that are committed to doing it put down some type of deposit, and then whether your money's in an IRA or a Roth or any of those things, wherever your money is, whatever amount of time it takes to move. The bottom line is, if I have an inner circle member who commits and they put down a deposit and it's going to take them a little bit of time, or we have to set up a payment plan for them to be able to get their ownership, I don't really have an issue with that. There's not any rush for us from a financial standpoint to get this done. We would like to get it done just because I think that when you don't move with a sense of urgency or put a time frame on it, I think people don't move. And I think this is an important investment for all of you guys. So I'm going to give everybody like the next week basically to tell me whether you want in or out. And then if you want in, then we'll handle that on a case-by-case basis of what you need to do to move money, arrange money, put your money into the place it needs to be in. Okay? More questions? Yes, you guys can get 2% for 100K. Now I understand the question. Okay. Yes, you can get 2% for 100K. You can get 5% for 250K. I'm not going to limit the amount that you guys can bring into this. I will say that once the 20% is gone, it's going to take some serious thought for me to be willing to give up any more ownership than that, because then there's control mechanisms with the control of the fund that I have to think about. But you have to let us know your commitments. Is this partner something that gives out distribution each year, or is it a buy and hold? It is not a buy and hold. It'll be distributing. We currently distribute about every 6 months. So your guys' distribution right now would be planned for every 6 months. I know that it'll happen every year. And if you want to put that money then as an investment into the REIT itself, as well, and then you can do that, and then the money would carry and get returns. Otherwise, you just pocket it and put it in your pocket and take it home. So it's really up to you. It's not something that suddenly grows in return year by year. It's you're in for 1%. If the fund makes $100 million in profit, you make $1 million. Now, for the fund to make $100 million in profit, for you to make $1 million in 1 year from it, it'd have to be, I don't know, maybe you have to be a $1 billion fund at that point in time. I'm not sure. Maybe 500 million, make $100 million profit at 20%, then 1%. Yeah, it'd have to be definitely be in the nine figures, for sure, for sure. Good. Other questions? What does distribution consist of? Is it just profit sharing of rent money? No, it's distribution is just flat out profit share. So if we calculate value, in the fund of, that the fund made $1 million in profit this year, then you will be distributing that full $1 million. Marjorie says sounds good to me. Jan's asking so many questions because he wants to do it. Same with Susan. Just kidding, you guys, but I'm sure many of you are going to do it, and it's going to be a really smart investment. Any other questions from tonight's webinar? Jan said, haha, see, somebody laughs at my jokes. I love this. I mean, I love that we went into Philly and we cleaned house this month. We went in, we bought 10 total houses this month in Philadelphia, and we kicked ass and took names. I mean, no question. We pardon my French, everybody. We kicked butt, and took it home, and we're able to bring those deals back to you guys. Phenomenal deals. I mean, these deals are exactly what we always want for our inner circle members. They're fantastic. Philadelphia is a hot market. It's growing fast. It's appreciating. I think because of lending standards, because of cost to build and different things, you're just going to see the values of properties. All those 60K properties are going to be worth 100 to me in 2 years, no doubt. The 100K properties are going to be worth 150, and the 250 properties are going to be worth 250 in 2 years. That's just my opinion, as I analyze markets. Trump's deregulation is a beautiful window for us right now. It's this gorgeous, sexy, I mean, incredibly attractive thing right now. And the one place where we know we're going to win in America right now is in the real estate market. And if the deregulation causes inflation, because that's what deregulation does in the history of mankind, if you study it, we know that we're in as good as it's going to get. Okay. If there happens to be a loss, are the partners liable to cover it? The answer is no. As owners, you are not liable to cover losses in a real estate investment fund. As owners, we have to report the truth, and if our investors have, $150,000 in the fund and there's a loss of 10%, and now they have $135,000 value in the fund, that has no effect or no translation to us as owners whatsoever. So there is no way for us to be liable as long as we always report the truth and tell the truth, which we will always report the truth and tell the truth, because it will always be out of our hands. It will always be done by a third party administrator, and that administrator will always be audited by a different auditor, which is really, really good. So, other questions? Gretchen is on. I'm glad you're on, Gretchen. Mike, I know you're on watching, but I can't see you on here.
I am not logged in.
Oh, okay.
Actually wasn't participating, so I started chatting in WhatsApp.
Awesome. It doesn't look like anybody else is popping questions. Oh, what company would we get 1% ownership? Is it the new REIT? Yes, it's the new Real Estate Investment Trust, which will start off with roughly $11 million in assets. All right, I'm going to unmute everybody just in case anybody can't find the chat box to ask questions. It might get noisy. Just be prepared. And if anybody else has any questions, just let us know. One quick question. I know several Inner Circle members are concerned about where they're going to be staying in Vegas. Just get to Vegas and we will have a place for you to stay that is beautiful, wonderful, and amazing. We have had some communication challenges with the mansion that we have rented, but we have figured it out, and we'll very soon let you guys know the address for you to go to. So get your butts to Vegas. Good. Hi, Steve. Hi, Sarai. Hi, Vinny. Emily's got some loud background noise. I think that is. It was Vinny. I don't know where you are, Vinny. You sound like you're in a train station. Any other questions, anybody?
Are we unmuted here?
You are unmuted. I can hear you, darling.
Okay, Ira has something to say.
Hi, Dutch. How are you?
Uh-oh, Ira.
How's my little Margie doing?
I hope she's doing good.
She is doing good. We got a lot to talk to you about when we see you.
Awesome. I'm excited for you, brother.
We're on our way. We're leaving tomorrow night, so we're going to be in Vegas tomorrow night.
Great, great. You guys are coming in nice and early. Good.
Yeah, we don't like to play it close to the vest.
I realize for sure. Good. Any other questions from anybody in the group? Otherwise, we're going to wrap up tonight's call.
Can you hear me? This is Jose.
Hey, Jose,
Hello.
how are you, buddy?
Oh, thank you. Finally. Yes, it's going to be in Vegas talking about the new phone, the ownership. I'm a little concerned about that.
Absolutely, Jose. We definitely going to be there in Vegas and ready to talk about it.
Okay. And also, if I want to partner in one of the houses today, can I do it?
Yes, you can. You just either need to send me a text or send me a chat or an email. Some way, shape, or form. You just gotta let me know what you want to partner into, Jose.
Okay. How can I know which houses I might have that?
The easiest way is to send me a text.
Okay.
You have my cell phone number?
Email, because I don't have I don't have your cell number.
949
949
606
sorry
606
06
2225.
2225.
Yep.
Let me repeat, 949. I'm missing some one number. 949
606
606
2225.
2225. Okay.
2225.
And you call it tonight or tomorrow?
All right. Very good. So, anybody else have anything they need to ask or chat about? Man, this is the quietest I've ever heard Sarai in my entire life.
It's so funny. I text you. I don't think I have questions. I mean, so far so good. To me, it's pretty clear. So.
Awesome. You texted me. I did not get a text. Did you WhatsApp me?
Yeah.
You guys are all over WhatsApp. Very good. So just about everybody texted me. I mean, there's like 8 of you that have texted me that you want the Lindenwood property. So you may want to put a second one in there because only 1 out of the 8 of you is going to get Lindenwood, right? So obviously it's a good deal. I'm just gonna go with I'll go through the chat in this thing here, and I'll go through my phone. But whoever was first, um, it will be the one that I did that. Will be the one I'll work with. Forgive me. You guys had me in WhatsApp reading your chats. 20 people will get the 1%. Mike over there translating for people in the WhatsApp. Thank you, Mike. Those of you who have never met Mike Walker, he is fantastic part of our team. You'll get to meet him in Vegas for the first time. He's our CTO, Chief Technology Officer for the company. I don't think that makes him a technological genius by any means. He's kind of a jack of all trades. He's run our technology for years and years. He's good at technology, but he's just good at this business overall. He's run several auctions for us. Marjorie and Ira, you have a big thank you to Mike because the Fall River property, you have a lot of gratitude to give him for buying that property. And Jan, you with Tamarisk, and Sam and Michael with Big Bear. A lot, you guys all owe gratitude to him for those properties. So, but you guys will get to meet him and hang out with him during the weekend. I'm also excited that for some of you, it'll be your first real one-on-one time, quality time with Amy. I know some of you got to spend some great time with her at the last Center Circle retreat, but for some of you, this will be your first chance. And she's really the backbone of the business. I'm just the pretty face that talks.
Too funny.
Some of you are asking questions about partnership deals. Molly promised me she'd have updates out on every partnership deal before the retreat starts, and I know most of you are up to date on your deals. But if you have questions once we get there, if you're not getting regular communication about your partnership deal, and I mean at the worst case scenario monthly, then let us know because it means somewhere in there you got lost in the loop and we just need to communicate with Molly that she needs to add you as a partner on a deal or something, and so then we will. And then because her communication with Inner Circle members has been flawless, so it's not her fault if you're not getting messages from her. It's just in the being given to her. So, but I haven't heard
So
that
Dutch,
from anybody. So
Did you say you were more handsome?
I said pretty face,
Oh, because I think she's prettier. I don't know. I'm just saying.
but I am more handsome than Amy for sure, right? She could be far prettier than me, but I am more handsome.
Well, she's prettier, you know.
No question. I'll make sure she knows that, Sarai.
I think she's on the line.
She's on, so she heard you. She heard you. Good. Any other questions from the group? Anything from the WhatsApp, Mike? Awesome. Well, everybody, have a great night. I'm excited. I can't wait to create some lifelong memories with all of you. I've had some experiences on inner circle retreats that for the rest of your life when you look back on it, if you go in with the right attitude and we have fun, it's something you'll remember forever. I mean, the last inner circle retreat, I know this is a horrible memory, but the flight over the Grand Canyon, which we will not be doing this time, had multiple inner circle members sick. I think Steve West threw up. And Amy and I both felt sick because the gas fumes in the plane was not a pleasant experience. But I'll tell you what, I'll never forget it for the rest of my life, right? But we had fun, man. We had fun watching James Yen with his daughter in the backyard in the swimming pool. Just the love he had for her, another one of our inner circle members. Just it was great, man. We had good times sharing breaking bread together. A few of you are terrible gamblers, but most of you didn't gamble, which is a good idea when you go to Vegas. Bring your water and your chapstick. Let's at least make sure we'll have plenty of it all for you. But we'll see you guys there. If there's anything else, any other questions, let us know.
Yeah, Dutch. Didn't you say Amy was going to talk today?
She will not be talking tonight. It is 9:00 at night, and she is running a family while she's on this webinar. So she will not be talking tonight. She could if she wanted to. She would already say something if she wanted to.
I think she did.
Are you there, Amy?
Dutch, this is Sam. Can you hear?
Hey, Sam. I can hear you. You're kind of quiet, but I can hear you.
Yeah, I just joined because I had a new phone and I had trouble hooking up, but it's okay. Quick question. What does Molly do exactly for putting partnerships together? Because I had no idea at all.
She's the partnership liaison. So her job is on the deals you're partnered into is to send you out messages about your deals and to communicate with you about your deals. That is her primary responsibility is to keeping the up-to-date communication about the partnership deals.
Got it. Is that the partnership with the fund also?
No, not with the fund. That's Gretchen. So Gretchen handles any questions about your investments in the fund. Gretchen can also handle anything when it comes to your IRAs and helping you with that kind of thing. And Gretchen, lots of times, will create the contracts and work with you guys on getting your money in when you partner into a deal. So that's more of Gretchen's role. Molly's role with you guys, well, she does property management in Philadelphia, but her other role for you guys is just to communicate. Say, hey, I need this 3,000 for rehab on this property. Your renter is 1 month behind. We've started an eviction process, or everything's running smooth, and you should get your monthly check, right? Um, so,
Oh, okay.
so that's Molly's job. Yeah.
Okay, super. No problem. Thank you.
Good. Anybody else?
Thank you, Dodge.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I appreciate the affirmation. Makes me happy. I'm a words of affirmation guy. I tell my wife, just tell me I'm a good guy, and I'll do anything for you.
Thank you much. I finally hit you because I missed those other webinars. I didn't know how to do. Thank you very much. You are doing a tremendous job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, guys. Have a good night. I'm going to go home and kiss my boys and my wife, and I will see you guys this weekend. It's going to be so much fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dutch.
You're welcome, everybody.
Remember, you have to tell everything you know.
All right, guys, have a good one. Thank you, Dutch.
You're welcome.